I am surprised by the amount of people disappointed with the Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections announcement. There are a lot of people that don't like what they've seen from the trailer, but I am back to tell you why they are wrong. The first major aspect the trailer focused on was the story. The game will be connecting the story from all 4 numbered Storm games into one, creating a game that truly covers the beginning of the Naruto story all the way to the end through Naruto versus Sasuke. According to the Bandai Namco website, the story will be covering through anime scenes and in-game battles. When they say anime scenes, they better mean actual animated scenes, just the ones we got in Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations, and not, well, this.
Naruto, you did well. Take a quick rest.
I'm going to be honest, if we get anime stills, then it's going to be a lot less hype. Regardless, having the most important story moments all connected into one singular game is amazing. I have many friends that have never tried to get into Naruto simply because the series is so long, and I feel if executed properly, this is a great entry point for them. We also know that the story and boss battles are going to have to be edited in some form or fashion to not only adapt to one singular gameplay style, most likely the Storm 4 gameplay style, but because of one big contradiction. The Naruto and Killer Bee versus Tobi and Jinchuriki boss battle from Storm 3. The last portion of that fight deviates pretty far from the manga and anime, as well as the events from Storm 4, which Storm 4 is predicated off of the majority of Storm 3. We will most likely be seeing Kakashi and Guy join near the end of the fight with a more accurate conclusion. While some sites say the game will have an additional original story, on Best Buy's pre-order page it clarifies that players can experience a new Boruto story exclusive to the game. I'm taking this to mean that it won't be covering story arcs within the Boruto franchise, and is instead focusing on an original story made by CC2 within the Boruto timeline. This can go either way for people, but as someone who hasn't been enamored with the Boruto story, I'm okay with them doing an original story route. The gameplay seems to be fairly similar to Storm 4. I'm going to be honest, Storm 4 was my favorite Storm game gameplay-wise, so I'm fairly happy to see that the style of gameplay is returning, as I was not too thrilled with Hinokami Chronicles gameplay, and was really scared that they were going to go into that direction. The other major talking point that was brought up in the trailer was the addition of new characters. We got our first look at Indra and Asura, and they look promising. The Bandai Namco website also says to stay tuned for more playable characters. While they haven't announced how many characters will be in Connections, they have announced that it will feature more than 127 characters. I was going to go through and count the number of playable characters from Storm 4, but thankfully the Japanese Naruto Games website was kind enough to publish which characters are returning. As shown, all playable characters other than Lars from Storm 2 are making their return. I will be making a case for each support character that has made an appearance in previous Storm games, but that will come in a later video. One little piece of information that seems to have been tacked onto the Bandai Namco website that I'm sure is going to make people happy is the announcement of 60 FPS on new gen consoles. Higher frame rate is always better for fighting games, so having a graphical upgrade alongside a, hopefully, stable 60 frames is a dream come true for the series. I know some people are disappointed that this isn't a Storm 5, but from all the information we knew about the game, it was never going to be a Storm 5. This is an amalgamation of all the previous Storm games, pulling it into one great package that will be a definitive way to play a Naruto Storm game. One point that I haven't brought up is the online system. There are 2 reasons why I haven't brought this up until this point. One is that there's literally no information on it other than the online mode featuring 2 to 8 players. That can be chalked up to the tournament mode featuring up to 8 different players. Other is that I just don't personally really care about online. Most of my Ultimate Ninja Storm experience has been playing offline with friends. I'll update when we have more information on whether they're using rollback netcode, but otherwise I'm not too fussed about the online mode. Also, there is one other point. According to websites like Best Buy, the price for the game across all generations, whether it be previous gen or new gen, is going to be $60 or $59.99, however you want to break it down. And I know that this will come as a sticking point for some people because a lot of the story content is sort of reused content. Of course, they're remastering it for new generation, but if you're playing on previous gen, it might not be worth for you. But for me, who plays mostly on PS5 when I'm not playing on my PC, this is a great deal for me. Of course, if you want to wait for a sale and get that at a lower price, if you've already got the collection and don't mind having to switch between the different games to play different boss battles or play different game mechanics, then you do what's best for you. For me, I think that the $60 is fine, but I can understand for some other people it might not be. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be making more content, such as the potential of making support characters from previous games into actual playable characters in this one. Until then, make sure to stay subscribed for whenever I make my next upload. I am departing, but I'll see you next time at the station.